Alright folks, well it's Alan Rubel again, coming back at you from Ozark Mountain Outdoor Adventures. Coming to you today, we've got another video in our self-filming camera gear series. We're doing today is the Muddy MCA200 Outfitter camera arm. I was super stoked and super excited to get a hold of this. I had placed a bundle order for my Canon G40, and it came with a bunch of stuff, and then it was in one box, and I came home and it was like Christmas, you know, when I got all this stuff in. And again, I had really done my research before making these purchases. Last year, our Ozark Mountain Outdoor Adventure Season 1, basically we just threw it together at the last moment. I mean, you know, our season starts in September 15th, and I was like, August, I was like, hey, I think this is the year I'm finally going to start self-filming. So I really gave myself like 1 month to get ready for archery season here in Southwest Missouri. Here, before it was even, you know, before even bow season was over, January 15th, I was already knew what I needed to upgrade and was shopping for these items. And so now I'm giving myself, you know, almost 9 months of preparation for Season 2. So stick with us, folks. I guarantee you will not be disappointed this year. We got a lot of things happening for Season 2. Hey, but that's a whole other video. Anyway, let's get back to the Muddy Outfitter camera arm. So last year I was using the Kill Shot camera arm, super cool camera arm. I mean, and it was a budget cost. I think I paid $40 for it. But it had a fluid head. It was a little bit small. I had to make a modification to it, and to be real honest with you, there are some really nice camera arms out there, and you know, I was kind of up in the air between the Muddy and the Fourth Arrow, and I think the Fourth Arrow is a really awesome camera arm, and you can be the judge of whether which is best for your preference, if it would be the Muddy or the Fourth Arrow, or, you know, to each their own. The only thing I could see with the real advantage between the Fourth Arrow and the Muddy is that the Fourth Arrow has a bit of a ball joint that has a little bit more of adjustment than the Muddy. The Muddy definitely has its own self-leveling, but you're not going to be able to get on the crookedness tree of the Fourth Arrow. And you know, I watched a lot of reviews on both of these products, and is what really kind of motivated me to make my own reviews, is that the main thing I took away from that Fourth Arrow camera arm is, oh, it can get on a crooked tree. You know, I don't do a whole lot of crooked tree hunting up in the tree, and if I'm in on the ground, they were doing the the example from the ground on the crooked tree. Well, if I'm on the ground, I'm going to be using my tripod. I'm not going to be using a camera arm on the ground. I've got tripods for that. I don't. So they kind of talked themselves out of the advantage that they had. And again, you know, hanger stands, climber stands, you can get in a real crooked tree on a hanger stand. Basically, I do a lot of climber stands, and you know, I just couldn't see myself basing my entire purchase on that. You can look at the specs between the two. I think they're relatively the same as far as length. I mean, like I said before, I've got a big body, and getting around that body is key. But with this base, it sticks out a little bit from the tree, and I got plenty. I got plenty of length, plenty of movement here. And so I really chose the Muddy over the Fourth Arrow camera arm. You know, I just Muddy is a reputable brand. Fourth Arrow is as well. I don't know if I just mispronounced that a second ago, but it is as well. And to each their own. I went with the Muddy. It was, you know, the Outfitter was only it was 95 bucks. I mean, compared to the $40 Kill Shot, I mean, that's a huge huge cost increase. But again, one of my primary outlines that I had went by was the Campbell Cameras whitetail package, and that is what they were offering on the Canon G40, and so that's what led my search. I came to my own conclusion with the reviews that I was watching on which performed better, and you know, one of the things about the Fourth Arrow, you can buy multiple bases, and this is a bit of a heavy base, but there's plenty of adjustment. I mean, it's got 2 different ways of adjustment. So, I mean, I don't see myself buying additional bases, and I don't see myself getting into a tree that this could not level. Basically, that one shot had no adjustment whatsoever, and every tree that I got in was perfect. I mean, I didn't have a single problem. There was a couple of times that it took me a couple more minutes to make sure I had the shot perfect and everything was level. But for a climber stand that I use on almost every hunt, you're basically you're shopping for trees that are pretty straight and not real knotty, and you know, those types of things. So again, to each their own, but ultimately that was my decision on here. And again, I'm super excited to get out into the field and put these products to the test. I had such a fun season last year. I learned so much in such a short amount of time that I'm excited to see what I'm going to learn at the end of this season. So you know, I got some more things that I still need to look into. I got the Rode mic you know, I got this Walmart package that came with a little Bauer mic, and the picture showed it to be a much larger mic than it was, and so I'm still in the market for a shotgun mic. You know, I think that the Canon G40 has a pretty decent microphone built into the camera. So there's still some what ifs out there, but this is one thing that I feel that is solid, that in my mind I have put it to rest. I'm looking forward to using this. You know, I'm thinking of ways to pack it in. Again, this is a little bit heavy. I'm probably going to add some additional footage of putting up and tearing down the setup of adding this, you know, to a tree. But you know, it's simple. It's just a simple, easy process. I mean, heck, folks, if I can do it, anybody can do it. So it's going to be about like that. You could do it like this, but I'll probably stick it forward to get that additional space. But yeah, that'll get to the left side of the tree real easy. I'm a big body, guys, so if it'll get around me, it'll get around you more than likely. You know, it's got a nice level on top. I mean, there's not a whole lot that I need to say about it. I don't go on these reviews. I really don't get a whole lot into the specs and details because basically anything that I say, you can look at the box and get that information. But what you can't get off the box is experience and personal interest and those types of things. And again, I'm going to do a follow-up video on my take of how these perform in the woods. But again, do your own research, come to your own decision. I will say that the main competition is that Fourth Arrow. They make some great products. I'm tempted to go with them on a blind arm that they have that attaches to your ground blind. If I don't do a whole lot of hunting out of a ground blind. If I did, I think that's a super cool product, and I looked into that. But ultimately, I went with the Muddy. Another thing here that I thought was super cool was this Muddy MCA200-Muddy micro mount camera holder. You know, I'm going to be using the Canon G40, but I'm also going to be using it in combination with that Sony CX440 camera. And you know, with the easy hanger, I mean, it turns into it automatically turns into a camera arm. Basically, you just put that in there real easy. I mean, I could almost do it with one hand. I would have thought about it, I could have. Bam, folks. I mean, this right here, that is super easy to do, and is basically, I mean, just as effective as what I was using last year with that one kill shot camera arm. The only thing about it is there's no plate here, so you're sticking it right into the tree. But basically, I mean, you could do it with that. I mean, you don't have to go big budget. You don't have to spend lots of money on these types of things. But you just kind of got to plug away at things, do a little here and a little there. But I'm going to be using that probably as far as maybe get the left side a little bit better. But doing some interviews with the Sony camera. But this little item, I think I paid $16 for it, $12 or $16 in that range, 14. But it was just a really easy little thing. I was like, man, that's what, get the easy hanger and boom, you're ready to go. There's your camera arm right there. So I used that a couple times in the woods for just interviews, more or less, and but I would recommend that as well. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Again, I don't get into a whole lot of details. I'm pretty sincere about things and animated, and will give you my opinion, and I won't hold back on you. But this is what I have chose. Again, everybody's needs are different. We all have different preferences. We all have different budgets. But the Muddy outfitter arm is a pretty solid and well-known reputable camera arm. Again, you might like the 4th Arrow better, to each their own. But anyway, stay tuned. We got several more of these camera gear or self-filming camera gear reviews ahead. Again, we have some more product reviews. We got the Healthy Herd Wildlife Nutrition. We got the budget trail camera reviews. We got some Glock reviews. We got the camera bag reviews. Hopefully we're getting a couple more sponsors coming in. We're going to be doing some more reviews before season in preparation, hopefully, and I'm going to keep that under wraps until we finalize some things with some new sponsors. But anyway, thank you again so much. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check us out on Facebook. But again, we'll come back at you here in just a little bit with some more reviews.